Hello children, very good day all of you. So, I am going to start with block 2 in social science. Okay children? Yes, all of you turn to page number 1414. Here, 1414. So, you can see the name of the block 2. It is living in a community. What is the meaning of community? It is a place where different kinds of people who are doing different works lives together. Okay, we all live together, right? We are not living in a forest. We are living in a community. We are living in either cities or villages. Yes, but we can find different peoples around us. We have neighbors around us and different peoples around us. Okay, and these people, yes, do different kinds of work. Yes, their occupations are different. So let us start with the lesson, children. Need to live together. What is the meaning of need to live together? Why should people, okay, who does different kinds of work, who does different kinds of community, who lives to different religions, needs to live together? Yes, if you see people around us, if you look at your neighbors, yes, they have different lifestyles. Yes, and they follow different religions. They have their own customs and religions. And they do different types of works. Yes, so they have different occupations. The work they do is known as occupation. So why is it so? Yes, people who are doing it, that is called community. People who belongs to different religions, who does different types of works, that is who have different occupations and who speaks different languages. Yes, they all live together. So that is called a community. We all live together. And why there is a need to live together? Why should we live together in one city? Why there is no cities, separate cities for people who are only doctors? And okay, just imagine there will be a city, okay, in Bangalore, and Bangalore will be full of doctors, and Mysore will be full of teachers, and another Shimoga or any other city will be full of postmans, electricians. So how it will be? Can you imagine a life like that? Yes. So if like people who are living in other cities fall sick, they have to travel all the way to Bangalore, okay, in search of doctors. And yes, children who are living in other cities, they all should travel to Mysore to go to school every day. So is it all possible, children? No, right? Yes, that's why there are people of different, yes, who does different occupations, who speaks different languages, who belong to different religions, lives together because we all depend on each other. Yes, we all depend on each other. Like, look here, a doctor's son depend on teacher, yes, for his studies. And the teachers also depend on doctors. Teachers and teachers' family, if they fall sick, yes, they have to go to doctors. Similarly, electrician, plumber, postman, engineers, we all depend on, yes, all people, right? So we all are interdependent. That is called interdependence, depending on one another. Okay, we depend on the newspaper man who comes and gives us newspaper daily in the morning. Then the milkman, yes, from where we will get the milk. Okay, daily we need milk, right? Yes, and there are, yes, different vegetable vendors and also fruit vendors, and also we have to get vegetables and fruits daily for our food, and we depend on them, isn't it, children? So this is how we all are dependent on each other, and that is called interdependence. So we all people who are called as hunters and gatherers. That means, okay, hunters means the one who go in search of food and gets food. Gatherers, they all gathers food for their living. Okay, yes, they hunt for food, they hunt for, that means they go in search of food. They started farming. Initially they were hunting the animals and all. People long ago, they were hunting the animals and they depended on the animals and the fruits and vegetables which they used to find on the trees in the forests. But slowly what happened? They are called as hunters. but hunters, sorry. And slowly what happened? Yes, they started the farming process. Yes, the agriculture, the farming and all. They introduced it. They invented the agriculture. And slowly they started gathering the food. That means storing the food. It might be grains, different types of grains, crops, vegetables, fruits and all. Okay, so that is known as hunters and gatherers. So what did they do? They started to go together so that they can support each other, they can be there for each other to help, okay, one another whenever there was a need. Yes, we can't live alone in this society. Just imagine living alone in one place, okay, in a forest. Can you live? Yes, you can't, right? You might face dangers. You might face dangers of some wild animals, or you may fall sick. That time who will come to help you? Will the animals or the insects and birds will come to help you, children? No, you need doctors or you need other people who will support you, who will take care of you. Yes, so just like your parents do at your home. So they all, hunters and gatherers, they started to move together and they started to live together in one place. So they shifted. That means they shifted with all their belongings. They took all their belongings, they packed everything, and then they started to move together and they started settling in one place. Okay, one group of people, they started settling in one place, and this is how, okay, a community started. This is how the people started to live in community. A community was built. Okay, so different types of people living together in groups, okay, is known as community. Okay, children, whether it might be a city or a village or a small grama or whatever it might be, so we all have our neighborhood and we should all be very friendly and nice with our neighbors. Yes, yes, children. So moving on to the next page. Here, the ant colony. Scientists have studied, okay. Okay, children. So moving on to the ant colony, first let us start reading. Scientists have studied the behavior of ants and found that they live and work together in ant colonies. There are workers, soldiers and a queen in an ant colony. The workers hunt for food, the soldiers guard the colony, and the queen lays the eggs. We can learn how to live together from ants. Ants divide their responsibilities among themselves. When a source of food is found, worker ants release a scent. The rest of the ants follow the path of the scent. Like humans, ants are also interdependent. They show us how to cooperate with and support each other when we live together in one place. Okay, children? Isn't it surprising, kids? So what are ant colonies actually? It is the house of ants, okay? It is known as ant colonies and it is usually in the shape of small hills. If you just, okay, build a small heap of mountain in sand, you have done it, right? So it will just be similar to that. The ant colonies, the house of ants will be similar to that. You can see here the meaning of ant colonies down just below. So the words that are bold and black in color, those meanings will be given, okay, in the same page at the bottom. Okay, so and in that ant colonies, not only some ants will be found. There will be a large group of ants. Yes, you cannot even count how many ants are there in one colony, in one such ant colony. And you know, okay, the ants have divided within themselves, okay, the work. So, whatever work, what is the actual main cause of living? What do we need? Main source of living, sorry. Yes, we need food, right? We need food to eat, air to breathe and water to drink. In the same way, all the animals, insects, all the living creatures needs food to eat. So here in ants, only particular set of ants will go in search of food. They will go in search of food and they are called as worker ants, okay? They are called as workers. They go in search of food. Yes, and once they find food, they will release a scent. Scent means nothing. Okay, smell. So you might have seen at your homes, okay, your parents using scents and deodorants and all. Yes, it is a sort of smell, right? You can smell them. So scent means that has smell. So they will release a kind of smell so that the other worker ants will also follow the smell, okay, and they will, because they don't have any particular path or route map and all as we have. Yes, so they will follow the smell and they will go near the food, and all the worker ants, they will gather the food, they will carry the food and come back to the colony to share the food among themselves. And they will also store the food, because during rainy seasons they can't go outside, right, because it will be raining, and yes, the ants, okay, which go outside may die also. They are very small. So keeping all this in mind, these ants, they will gather the food, they will store the food, whatever they have collected, and they will share the food with the other ants. Okay, and there will be a queen ant in a colony. Okay, look here. So she is telling, I am the queen of the colony. My job is to lay eggs to produce more ants. So the queen ant actually, yes, it lays eggs, and the soldier ants protects the eggs and protects the queen ant, and yes, the worker ants will supply food for themselves, and also they will share food with the other ants. And the soldier ants, they will protect the colony if they feel like there is some danger, okay, or if they feel that there is a danger to their colony and to their friends and all. So they will warn them, and they will, yes, vacate off, they will shift to the other place. Okay, just as similar as we people do. So children, isn't it surprising? So these ants also, yes, they love their neighbors, they live in a group, yes, and they also know how to show care, and how to, yes, share also. So the soldier ants care for their colony, and it protects the colony, and it protects the queen ants. And the queen ant in return, they lay more and more eggs, so that more and more ants will be born, right? So this is how all the ants, yes, they depend on each other, they work for each other, and they show care, and yes, they show care and respect to each other. Yes, they will stay united. Okay, children, just as we do. So even we have to also learn, seeing the ants, how we should, yes, how we should share, how we should show care and all. Yes, children. So look, if you see an ant, okay, you can see there are so many ants behind it. There will be a queue. There will be a long line of ants. Yes. So if you follow that, then it will lead to the colony, to the ants colony. So children, observe the movement of ants. Just put a crystal of sugar somewhere in the corner of your house or outside in the compound. Then you will see a line of ants coming and taking that sugar. Yes. So they will follow the smell, and they will also produce the smell, so that the other worker ants will feel easy to find the food, and they will also come and take it. Yes, so this is how the ants live. So moving on to next page. Essential services. Would you like it if your neighborhood looked dirty? Think of the bad smell and garbage lying around if it was not clean. It is the community sweeper and the garbage collector who help us by keeping it clean. A sweeper sweeps the streets and other places to keep them clean. He also cleans the dirt drains. A garbage collector collects waste material from our homes and neighborhoods. He then takes the waste outside the city in garbage trucks. These people not only keep our surroundings clean, but they also help to keep the air fresh and odorless. The services that the sweeper and the garbage collector do are essential in our daily lives. Hence, they are called essential services. it is also our duty to keep our surroundings clean and to protect ourselves from various diseases. We must always throw waste in dustbins and never spit in open areas. Yes, children, what will you understand from this? Essential services means very important services. Very, very important. Extremely important. Yes. And you know what? Just imagine if you see a heap of garbage near your home. Yes. Or just imagine if you keep on collecting garbage at your home, what will happen? There will be a bad scent, right? That is odor. There will be bad odor, bad smell. So odorless means that have no smell. Okay, bad odor means that has bad smell. There will be bad smell in house. And slowly if you keep on collecting, yes, there will be germs and bacteria and all. Yes, and even we will fall sick. Yes, so we will get diseases, we will be affected by infections and all if we go on collecting the garbage, whatever waste, okay, in our home without throwing it. So who comes and collect it daily, children? Yes, the one who comes and collect the garbage, the waste from our home daily, he or she will come, right, every day. Just in front of our door itself they will come every day. And they are called as garbage collector. Okay, garbage collector. They will collect all the garbage, all the waste from our homes. Yes, we have to show respect for them because they are helping us so much. Yes, and you know what? The roads are clean and tidy only because the sweepers, that is sweeping, the one who sweeps the road, the one who sweeps the streets, they are called as sweepers. Okay, yes, hence the roads are clean. And if you just imagine if we all, okay, if we all go and throw waste and garbage in road, if there is no garbage collector at all, and we start to throwing all the garbage, all the waste and all on roads, then what will happen? Yes, one day there will be heap of garbage. That is, heap means just a huge mountain like, okay, garbage. And there will be bad smell on roads and you cannot walk on roads. You cannot drive on roads. Yes, and again diseases will be attacked. We will be attacked by infections also. Yes, hence the sweepers and the garbage collectors plays a very, very important role in our daily life. We depend on them. Yes, and they are very important. They do a very important job. Yes, and it is known as essential services. Okay, children, essential services. And you know what? In cities, there are big trucks, okay, so that they will collect all the garbage again from the garbage collectors. And in these trucks, okay, these are known as garbage trucks, they are, yes, taken far away from the city, and then they are there, they will take care of the garbage. That is, they will all disperse the garbage, they will burn it off there, or they will do something there out of the city. Again, we can't, if all the garbage collectors take all the garbage, and where are they taking it to? Yes, they are going and dumping it in the garbage trucks, and these garbage trucks, yes, take all the garbage daily, yes, outside the city, and then there they will disperse it, or there they will burn it and all. So the garbages and all, it should not be just left like that. And what is our duty when these people are working so hard for our sake? They are working in the dirt and dust. Yes, children, isn't it? They are collecting all the garbages from all our home. Yes, we have to show pity on them, right? And we should give them respect. So, how you will show respect? Yes, You can greet them when they come. You can say a hi to them. And also the most important thing, okay, the way you show them respect is by taking care of your garbage, by throwing it into the dustbin, by not dirtying the road or the environment outside, by not spitting outside, or by not dirtying the place outside when you're playing or when you're eating. You should not throw the waste, okay? The thing you feel waste just like that outside on roads. You have to take care of that. You must throw it inside the dustbin only. So this is how you are showing them respect and you are helping them a lot. Okay? Yes, hope you all will maintain cleanliness. Okay, children, because cleanliness is next to godliness. Yes, children. And you know what? We have to respect all jobs. We have to show respect to all people, okay, doing all kinds of jobs. There is no big job or small job and all. We all are dependent on each other and all should, yes, given respect equally. So here, respecting all jobs. So some people feel that the work done by sweepers and garbage collectors is dirty and should not be respected. How do you feel about this? Mahatma Gandhi, the father of our nation, told people to respect these jobs and the people who did these jobs, okay? According to him, any work which does not harm us should be treated with respect. He also said that no work is smaller or greater than the other, as all of them are important for us. It is important to appreciate people who work hard for us and show that we respect them. This is called dignity of labor. So children, as I told you, they should all be given equal respect. We should, yes, respect them and we should try to help them also, because they are the ones, because of them we are living peacefully without any diseases and all. Yes, without any tensions of what? Storing the garbage and all. So there is no such job such as small or big. Okay, so what did Mahatma Gandhi, the father of a nation, you know Gandhiji, right? Yes, Mahatma Gandhi, he told that all people should be given equal respect. There is no big job or small job and all, unless and until, okay, there is no harm caused by the type of work we are doing. Okay, when we are not hurting others, okay, all such jobs, okay, which does not cause harm, which does not hurt others, is all respectable jobs only. It all should be treated with respect. It should be given equal respect. Okay, and he also told that yes, there is no work smaller or greater and all. Okay, all work are equally important. Yes, children, earlier we discussed, right? So we all are depended on each other, and hence all kinds of works, all types of people who are doing different kinds of jobs are all important and should be given equal respect, and that is called dignity of labor, showing respect to, yes, to all people, showing respect to all kinds of jobs, treating all the people who are doing different kinds of jobs, okay, nicely by respecting them, and all is known as dignity of labor. Labor means work, dignity means respect. So this is known as dignity of labor. Okay, so to show the importance of respecting all jobs, okay, how to show respect to people, to prove this and to show this to other people like us, what did Mahatma Gandhi do? He actually, yes, once he cleaned all the toilets. Actually, yes, he cleaned all the toilets in an ashram, children. Such a big personality, he once cleaned all the toilets without feeling any guilt or without feeling it is a dirty work. Yes, it is really hard, right? Going and cleaning the toilets of whatever other people have used. So in an ashram, okay, that is the ashram of Mahatma Gandhi itself, there he cleaned all the toilets after using, okay. And then when Mahatma Gandhi went to the villages and all. He used to visit other villages and all, okay. So he used to stay there. At night he used to stay there for long days and all. So he used to stay there. Where he used to stay there? Okay, he used to stay at the homes of the peoples itself. Okay, in that same village, and even he used to help them. Okay, just imagine, he used to stay in one of the home in the village, and he used to help them in their daily work, daily routine, that is in daily task. He used to participate by helping them. It might be sweeping or mopping, yes. And also he cleaned the toilets and bathrooms even in their homes, because he told, yes, even I am also using, so I don't feel anything in cleaning it. So such a great personality Mahatma Gandhi was. And look here, this is the picture of Mahatma Gandhi cleaning the toilet. Okay, children, look here. This is the picture of Mahatma Gandhi cleaning a toilet, children. So, why did he do so? Why did such a big personality do so, children? He did so to show people like us. Yes, to tell us, to teach us that all jobs are, yes, equally important, and all people who are doing different types of jobs, whether big or small, it should not be treated like it is big, it is small, this is great, this is really bad to work. So it should not be taught like that. To show us, Mahatma Gandhi, yes, used to do work like this. Okay, he did all this to just show why dignity of labor is important, why it should be shown. So children, I want all of you to read this lesson, Living in a Community, thoroughly. Please, once or twice you read this lesson, and soon I will be giving you notes. Hope you will also follow the rules, and you will also show respect to each one of them, and show care, and yes, to show care, love, and how to share and all with your neighbors, and live nicely. Okay, live with a smile. Give a smile to your neighbors. Okay, because yes, we all are living in a community. We must learn how to live together in a group. Okay, children? Yes, thank you so much, kids. Bye now.